Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. So, today we are going to have a brainstorming session. I have shared my fact sheet in the group. Have all of you seen it? All of you are there in the group must have seen it. All of you who are not there in the group, please may join the group. It will be helpful. We keep sending all the notifications and all the answers also. Most of the answers we share them there, and I keep sharing my notes and all references there. All right. So today we are going to use that fact sheet. That is a reference fact sheet. I want you all to use it as a reference and make your own fact sheet. In a similar manner, the session for today is to make you understand how you are going to use it in your answer writing, so that when you are making a fact sheet, you know, like what kind of fact do you want to collect, what all you will be able to write, and like the topics that you want to write, where what are the sources of those facts, how much time that you have to invest all of it. Okay, so we are going to talk about how we have to study ethics today. Study society today, and then tomorrow we'll write the answers about it. Okay. It will be the same pattern like we had for ethics. That I will show the question. Like that time, I did not show the question. They were just topics. Today, I will show the questions, and all of you will have to write. Like I'll ask particular questions. All of you will have to write what you know about. I'll will share the link, Sonika, soon. So if all of you have that Evernote, that fact sheet in front of you, can you please open it? This is the group link for all those who have not joined the channel. You can see the top that the link that has been shared is an Evernote link, and that you can open. So let's discuss, keep that thing open, and let's discuss the question and try to incorporate those elements about women in the answer. Okay. So the question is, what are the continued challenges for women uh, in India against time and space? So tell me, what are the challenges that women have seen in the previous time, ancient, medieval, and like the previous historical time, and now also they are facing it. You can use this fact sheet for taking examples, for choosing facts. All that you can very well use, and you can see that it can be how it can be used. Okay, dowry, patriarchy. What patriarchal values? Child marriage. So, what is a fact about child marriage? Can you see a fact about child marriage here? Or do you know a fact about child marriage here? Sun meta preference, very good. Yes, 23% women under get married under the age of 18, as per NFHS. Poverty, missing girls, glass ceiling. Ritik, try to like connect it with the historical challenges that women have faced, and like how it is still present. The question is against time and space. Time means historically, also it issue has come, and space means all across world this issue is happening. So you have to give challenges in a format that these two get covered. 69% women accept domestic violence. Yes. So it's a psychological problem. It's an attitudinal problem. Lack of agency is one of the issue, right? Yes. No, lack of empowerment. NFHS 3 reports that only 9% women have the right to spend even though they are earning. The idea, the stereotypes attached to it, that the women are more emotional than rational. Lack of reproductive autonomy. Yes. The domestic burden that is put on females. All right. Now tell me, what are the solutions for this? Like for women, what are the solutions? What government has done? First, tell me what government has done. For our governmental measures, we'll always divide them into. We'll try to divide them, at least in the mental picture that we are going to create. We are going to divide them in constitutional, statutory, executive. ओके, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल में क्या बताएंगे हम लोग? ऑल दैट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मेजर्स. स्टैट्यूटरी में व्हाट आर वी गोइंग टू से? द लॉज दैट हैव बीन क्रिएटेड. एग्जीक्यूटिव्स में वी आर गोइंग टू टेल द स्कीम्स. So this is how you're going to divide your measures for by government, right? 74th Amendment Act, where women's reservation is made compulsory for in the third tier of government. POXO Act, POSH Act, yes, DPSPs, Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, National Mission on Women Empowerment, Nirbhaya Fund, PCPNDT Act, Reservation to Women, Vishakha Guidelines, Fundamental Duties, Prevention of Child Marriage Act, right? Mission Shakti, yes. Dowry prohibition, yes. So you understand that, uh, like, you have to write all this and you know all of it. What will be an extra, like an edge to you, that if you see in this, you have court cases. For example, if you're saying triple talaq, tell about Shaira Bano case 2017. When you mark year like 2017, it shows your awareness towards things, that you are like so regularly, and like you're into the current affairs so much that you know which act came when. We'll talk about legal terrorism. Wait. Then then when you are talking about dowry act, when you are talking about POSH Act, you should know which year it came in, so that when you mention that Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act 2013, it gives a different impact. Even if you don't feel it now, but when an evaluator checks it, it looks like a person is aware, he is well read, right? Then other than that, what are the other measures? You can always divide measures into external and internal. External, where you can say government, Then NGOs, internal में what will you say? Psychological, financial independence, behavioral change. Yes. So you understand what does it mean? That you have to see it from every aspect. When you're talking about, yes, role modeling, roping in males for like he for she campaign. That was a UN campaign that was started, that he for she. That when men stand for women, the impact is even more. Gender parity index, SDG index. Yes, all of the gender parity index point. Then there is a committee that recommends that women should be given 50% reservation. Pam Rajput committee. This was one of my favorite things to write. In points also I would write that for political empowerment, Pam Rajput committee has recommended that women should be given 50% reservation in political parties, in political positions, political systems, not only in panchayats but every political system. Even though it is not being implemented, it has not been implemented, there are bills that are being talked about. And then you can always mention Pam Rajput committee. It helps. Can you see the utility of this fact sheet? How many of you have gone through it and you think that it is very useful, and once you have created something like this of your own, no question will be difficult, right? So how do you make it? Can you give me some suggestions where how will you make it? Like how will you choose the topic? Gender issues, then children, then old age. How will you choose a topic, and where are you going to collect the facts from? Newspaper, Mains 365. Yes, it helps in point generation also. Collect from toppers, reports. The easiest place to make this fact sheet is from PT365 of some previous year, because PT365 had not come at that time. Not even May 365. This is from PT365 according to their that index itself. I did not do anything. It took me 2 to 3 hours to make this fact sheet. But because I had made this fact sheet, I had gone through that PT365, picked up content and collected it. It was my fact sheet, and you can like expect me to recall it any time of the day. If you tell me about old age, I will say Hemanand Biswal committee says that 326% population of above 60 is going to increase, and 700% of above 80 population is going to increase by 2050. That is what your notes are. That whenever you say, whenever you make them, they are your by heart. So whenever a question comes, the fact immediately pops up in your mind, and you have a compulsion to write that in your answer. And when you write those facts, those content in your answer, it elevates your content. It looks like the person is well read. It looks like he or she has done some research. I have heard a lot of people saying, "Mujhse to ratta nahi mara jata, I can't cram things. I can't do this. I can only do conceptual clarity." UPSC, if UPSC starts to say that you have to write not left to right, right to left, we will do that also. This is utmost requirement of UPSC to be able to either to be able to write good answers immediately. I understand a lot of us are engineers. We have not gone through any humanities. We did not know how much poverty was there in India. This is your way to cover that gap, to immediately learn those facts and try to use them as much as possible. Am I clear about this? So, Mridul is saying that we collect a lot of facts and we don't know how to use them and when to use them. That is the point of these sessions. Either I can tell you, like everybody, random person is going to tell you that collect facts, collect facts, collect facts. But how to collect fact, what facts to collect and how to use them, that's my job to tell you. And that's what I am doing. I am sure that when next time you write a women's question, you will be able to write, you will be able to structure your answer better. You will have certain like points, facts that you have to write. You have good introduction by introducing in the form of SDG index, gender parity index. You have good conclusion in the form of like some committee, Pam Rajput committee, or some John Draze line, something. It's included in this also. I did not make it in a shareable format, but yes, I had a committee key list that was on the back of my notebook, where while prelims preparation I collected all the committee's name so as to use in prelims only, but then I used it in mains. If a committee on defense if a question on defense comes, I will always write Shekatkar committee. So that is how things should get like written in your brain, in your heart, that whenever a question is coming, the content should pop up, that I have to write it. I have to write it. Where should I write it? I should write it in introduction. I should write it in a point. I should write it in the conclusion. This is your fodder material. This is how you collect your content. Fine. All of you are going to do that. Invest at least 4 to 5 hours, 2 to 3 hours in this. Go through all the PT 365 and collect your content. Don't put, there is no need to Google everything and put hours and hours of for creating a fact sheet. No, it's not required. Just go through it, keep your brain open, see what all can be useful. It doesn't have to be a comprehensive list. You're still on learning curve. You will pick up content from, once you get a knack of picking up facts, no, it will come to you so naturally that you will be able to create facts also. You will know that what is the correct figure, and around that you will be able to make a number. It will become a habit. When you're reading newspaper, you will be able to pick up facts immediately. It'll become like a flow. You will actually become a aware person. A base of learning, this cramming is required to be able to elevate yourself to that level of awareness. Okay. Shall we move to the next question for this? Definitely, yeah, you can put international examples in India specific for like whatever is relevant, you can put. All right. What is care economy? Highlight the challenges associated with it and mention the steps taken to address them. What is care economy? Just give me a very simple definition. Palliative care, geriatric care. Care economy is that a person involved in taking care of somebody. You hire a person for giving care. Care as in human touch to a person who is either diseased or needs some human touch, like that. So what are the challenges associated with care economy? Paid as well as unpaid. Very good. First point is that Most of the care economy is unpaid because the burden lies on female. Lack of formalization, informal, okay. Lack of regulation. Yes, rise of care economy because people are getting older. Again, you should mention Hemanant Biswal committee and maybe draw a map like this that the elderly is going to grow. Or you can make a map that care economy, this much dollar as of now, this much dollar it will be later. Right? So what are the challenges? It's informal, it's undervalued, burden lies on females, lack of regulation. You can give example of that Noida case where a 10-year-old was employed and they were being beaten up. She was being beaten up. Child child labor you can mention. Most of them are trafficked. All the caregivers are either trafficked or are child labor. They're not trained, under or untrained. There is no formal education for caregiving. Right, you can also mention all those that things that come in that the celebrities have formally trained caregivers from foreign university and India doesn't have any university. See, it has to be your thinking. Like, the points can be very very natural also. You don't have to just do a ratta and write do it. You have to keep your brain open. Yes, no social security benefits. Right, fine. These are more than enough points, right? And I think we have spoken more points than this. Then the biggest part is that we don't have care workers as a job. Right. Chalo, what are the uh, steps taken to address them in India? Even if you don't know, divide it into government measures, in what constitutional, statutory, executive, non-governmental organizations activity, non-governmental organizations part. Maternity benefit act, recently that labor came, domestic worker protection act, maternity benefit act. This is applicable on everybody. Yes, 2324, article number 2324, that prevents child labor and that human bonded labor. National Safai Karamchari Commission. Then executive or NGOs can be that there is a unionization of domestic workers. Juvenile Justice Act, yes, POXO. Anganwadi and Asha workers that do not come under exactly caregiving work. Caregiving is more that private model, and it's still not like they come in community healthcare worker, Mayank. Anganwadi and Asha workers are more community healthcare workers. Increase investment, open colleges for caregiving, Give proper certification, skill India. You can mention here. Yes, special needs education program. You can mention that special children with special needs, for them caregiving work, caregiving training programs can be there for them and to take care of them. Yes, you can give international best examples. National crutch system can be an example. You can say, but just check that how are you going to put it in a care economy. Like, yeah, it can be actually used, national crutch system. So you understood how to address this question, how you would think about it, like not exactly how to only write this answer, how would you think about this answer. You can also give, one really good example for this is intergenerational homes in Germany. What is there that in elderly homes children are being like left by parents for like in crutch, so they also get some care to give and they also get the care. Yes, Ishram portal can. All of you are getting a lot of points now. Like gig work, yes, gig workers uh, can be included here. Fixed term employment can also be included here. Is it clear now? I know it seemed like a tough question, but was it a tough question? All it needed was like just keeping the brain open. No facts also required. Even if you want to write a decent answer, no fact is required. All of you knew this answer. But had I given you this answer to write, सब लोग इसी में रुक जाते हैं, अरे what is care economy, we don't know, or oh my god, what are the challenges of care economy. Is it? Do you think a question on care economy comes next time, whatever type of question comes in, you will be able to address it because you have seen that care economy question is addressable? Right? And did you also come like realize that any question is writable? You just have to use your even if a person was not a UPSC candidate, they could have written this through the social media they follow, through the news they follow, through just having some general knowledge from seeing their own domestic work, by seeing their having the idea that like parents, mothers are given the responsibility of domestic like caregiving, right? चलो ठीक है. I hope that ma'am, what to do when we don't know the term while writing. After knowing the term, we are able to write. How to write a longer term? For start, write a full sentence, two sentence, three sentence. How much do you want to write? Write it, but just write it. I know that when people start, I have also been in your condition. When we start writing answers, we are more fearful of writing answers than actually not knowing the content. I have also gone through that. I will write and then I will cut my answer that no, it is not perfect. I have to write it the the best way. Even if you don't know the meaning of care economy, like see, eventually you will come across this term. This is a very common term and it will come to you eventually, even if you don't know it now. And if you don't know it, say for example, and it comes, there will be enough questions in UPSC that you don't know what is a term, and you cryogenic scheme and all these. This question is also actually from UPSC previous year only. So you should be also be able to interpret care economy. What does this mean? What would this mean? You also have to interpret it. Even if you have to interpret it wrong, just interpret it and write the answer. That's the first barrier to cross. This is also a previous year. Cryogenics is also a previous year that came. There will be a lot of cryogenics. I also did not know what that was that time it was, but I understand that cryo. What does cryo means? It means frozen. And frozen means, and it was a geography question. I could make out that it talks about something the frozen area of land. It will talk about the mountains, ice covered peaks, and it will talk about Antarctic. You also have to, so, and this same thing is very useful in prelims mein. This questions will come like this only. One question came M stripes. I did not know what M stripes is, but you know the like how Indian government keeps the names of things. It will be related to something. It will, the name will be related to the thing, definitely. So I knew that it is something related to stripes, so it could be about tigers only. The options were so this is a skill that you have to learn also, that you will be able to use in prelims. And once you use it in prelims, it will come naturally to you. If you have if you have not seen, there's a mind activation series that I have put on YouTube with this idea only. Especially it helps in ancient and art and culture questions, because the questions will be so that you can break the word and see what does it mean, and you will be able to make out, because the options are in front of you and it becomes easier, right? Chalo, let's move on to the next question. This is a very commonly asked no, not this is a aged population. It's about the aged population, effects of aged population on globalization. Sorry, effect of globalization on aged population. So you have to connect globalization and aged population. Yesterday we wrote an answer about aged population. What all did we write? I have discussed this today only. What fact are we going to write here? Hemanand Biswal committee we are going to write. I've iterated this fact so many times now. You should also be remembering it. This number 326 and 700%. Or you should be drawing this graph. Right? Ye to, this definitely we will write. Right? Next time a question comes, you will write Hemanand Biswal committee for sure. And this fact. Then if you see this fact sheet, you will see a couple of, yes, Agewell Foundation. So what is Agewell Foundation? It is some NGO, not only India. It is a global NGO. It has found out about mental health. Use it. Use it to write that it has found out that isolation, it has affected positively as well as negatively. Negatively, how it has impacted, it has led to urbanization, families moving out, these people, elderly people are left out in the rural areas. Rural areas age is increasing, like that you can write, है ना? Globalization से और क्या हुआ? Technology has increased. Yes, digital divide has increased, right? But what positives have happened? These awareness about geriatric rights, right? Awareness about geriatric rights, active aging, a concept that the idea, the research about dementia, how to remove it, it has come with globalization, right? Then there is a culture of these, you can write as best practice culture of like creating groups called MOI in Japan, that such international practices can also be taken up in the country, and they can be utilized so that they can give each other financial and emotional and psychological support, right? Care economy is also due to globalization. Very good. Intergenerational homes, I just told you. These are all best practices that you can use. Second demographic dividend, yes, silver economy, active aging, all these can be used very well. Then legal measures, maintenance of Parents Act and all. This is also because of voicing of global factors. Correct? This is all thinking part. This one is all thinking part. This is all knowing part. You should know this. Some facts you should know, and you will be able to interpret your answer to addressing the demand of the question. Now, National Senior Citizen scheme also came. Act also came. Then again, constitutional, statutory, and executive and NGOs. Correct? Understandable? Doable? Secret policy for elderly to find jobs? Yes. To use the experiences of the elderly? Yes. Silver economy is a very good conclusion. Second demographic dividend is a very good conclusion. All right. Chalo, let's do one more question. This question is very frequently asked in UPSC every year. This globalization, global identity thing will be asked, and every year the like the language of the question is different, but the points will be mostly same. All right. This it's not written here. This is a lot of thinking question. You just need to know globalization definition and a little of that stuff. Other than that, everything you can make, and once you have those examples, you will be able to use them very frequently. So are we losing our local identity for global identity? Discuss. So what is it true, is it false? First we will take it's true. In what sense? How it is true? How are we losing our local identity for global identity? Yes, from namaste to hello, hi, jeans culture, McDonaldization, Walmartization. Walmartization is everything is in a mall, in malls. Small brick and mortar shops are facing the issue. McDonaldization means our eating pattern is changing. Jeans culture means our dressing pattern is changing. Tribal languages lost. The type of music we are seeing. Westoxification, that means Western imperialism that is happening in India. Destination wedding, okay, like the culture of social media. Behavioral change. Joint family to nuclear family to atomic families. You can mention like that. That is the impact of globalization. Joint family to nuclear families to atomic families, where people of single family is also living differently in 4 parts of the country. Spiritualism to materialism, focus on English than local language. There are endangered language. Individualism, consumerism, materialism, like cake cutting on birthdays has become so essential. All these are all examples that you have to mention. Not only individualism and materialism, these are not the only words that you have to mention. You can also mention these things like cake cutting. Instead of visiting temples, cake cutting is an essential thing now on birthdays, right? Then value transmission from elderly to children is not happening. Storytelling time, etc., has been overtaken by Alexa, something like that. You can have very unique points also. If you see Shruti Sharma's copy, you will be able to understand why she got good marks. She thought over all this. Her notes are not from somebody else's. It's very unique notes, and she has very good content. This kind of content. Undermining our culture for adopting Western practices. Fast food chains, yes. Father's Day, Mother's Day, right. So you understood. A lot of examples are written. All of you now know the examples. Now a question comes that how we are losing our local identity to global identity. You will be able to write. I will copy paste again the chat today and I will share it in the group, because I think this is a gem of a chat. There are good examples here. You use them, but it will be better that you make your own notes for mains especially. All right. Now, But we have to refute it also, that it is not like that. It's not that only local identity is being lost. There is also a global identity of the local identity that is being created. What are the examples for that? Yes, the Diwali as a national holiday in US, yoga. Yes, McDonald's serving veg thali in Navratri, Ayurveda, millets. Yes, GI tags. The items that are tags have are very famous abroad. A lot of Bollywood movies get popularity in countries even like China. It's helping in our soft power, domestic handicrafts, Indian restaurants. Yes, Indian rituals being used for the destination wedding in various other countries. ISKCON. Then you can also mention Little India in London. Best practices from the world. Okay. Elephant Whisperer. Yes, revival of namaste culture during COVID. Very good points. Even I had not thought of these points. Buddhism is also, Buddhism is actually, yes, it's fine. Only you can write that like solidarity, because India is the originator of a lot of uh, religions. Idea of secularism, India is very popular for that. Unity in diversity, India is very popular for that. Then you can talk about food chains like Haldirams and Bikaner Wala, that originated from a very small city like Bikaner, and it's now so popular across the world. All these things you can mention. Then Sanskrit is being taught in Russia. Then there is a concept of sister cities, right? Diaspora diplomacy, yes. So I think you have understood that it is not only about the local identity being lost, it's also about the global identity that local identities are getting. Some terms are like local, lo- local for global, no, vocal for local. Sorry. All these have to be your conclusions. Global, localization, right? These all these terms, especially when what Modi ji says, you can use it very well as your like conclusions. Vocal for local, yes. So understood. Okay, one more thing. It's not to be written in this answer, but one thing is how local and global identities are merging. What are the examples for that? Hybridization. It's called homogenization. Is what where global identities overtake local identities, and then there is hybridization, that the global identities also have some influence of local idea. Yes, McDonald's not selling beef in India. That's one example. Bhangra pop music, Navratri thali in McDonald's. Festival celebrations through online. Yes, fusion of Western and classical music, KFC, biryani, music collaboration in recent times. Yes, online aarti. Yes, indie pop music. Food is fine. Just one example is enough. English, yes, language of English. Garba festivals abroad, right? So you, this is also a important part that might be, because whenever a globalization question comes, It is either of the three that you have to write. This or this, like homogenization, hybridization, or revival of the culture, or like taking local to global. What are the aggressive revival of the cultures, things that are happening wherever you see that when globalization is taking over very hardly, then there will be a revival and there will be an outburst of our local culture. What all are the examples for that? Religious fundamentalism, Karni Sena against 14th February, Valentine's Day. Whenever there is some day that has been created by the Western world, there's always an alternate that is said that today is Bhagat Singh's Shahidi Divas, something they will create to show that to to revive our own culture than depending upon the Western world. Cow vigilantism against beef. So you can drop, because beef is eaten in India also in different parts of the country. It's not a Western thing. Evergreening Bajrang Dal, boycotting Bollywood or Hollywood. Okay, matlab, like whenever there is a religious sentiments are hurt, cancel culture. Oh, okay. Khalistani vandalism, vandalizing Indian embassy in Canada. Yes, that is also a point that can be written. But that is all a little mixed up. Like Khalistanis are not Indians, and they are against Indian culture itself. So it's not revival. It's like it can be a point of regionalism. Sects and cults, yes, they are a point of like revival of own identity, Indian identity. Ghar Wapsi GI tag. So I think all of you understood, like what if a globalization question comes, now you have enough examples to put in an answer, right? Atmanirbhar Bharat, yes, that can be a conclusion. Ayurvedic products coming back to life, yes, even government is supporting by medicine parks and all. Schemes like Dekho India, Bharat Darshan train, yes. So I think all of us understand now how society has to be prepared, how answers have to be written. It was a holistic discussion about it. And if you give some time, society is a very good area for very less input. It gives huge output. You can see your marks in GS1 increase like anything. My marks always, after I prepared for society, my marks in GS1 were always consistent. They never came down, not even once. All right. So we'll close the session for today. I hope it was a lesson full of learnings, and it will help you not only like it would give you direction in all the other subjects also, not only in society. I'll share the chat from our class today with all of you guys so that you can take a reference to all the examples that were discussed. All right, guys, then we'll close the session. Study well, all of
Thank
you.
you.
Enjoy.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, all of you. Bye bye.